Hi everybody and welcome back to Stay Tuned for Danger. So last video we explored the prop room and we went to go visit Rick Arlen's dressing room, but instead of finding Rick, we found a bomb, which I don't know which I would rather prefer because they both are bad. But we defused the bomb and we found the secret code to get into worldwide broadcasting so we can be sneaky. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna be sneaky. And the best time to be sneaky is night. So we have the ever so loved poem that puts so much pressure on this choice. I mean, for only you can decide your fate. Calm down. We're choosing if it's day or night. It's not that deep. Alright, so we're going to head on over to the studio, back to the talent entrance on the side, and put in the code, which is 3689. And there is a second chance opportunity here, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that because, I mean, you want to see every aspect of the game. So if you just wait around in the hall, you can get caught by Ralph the security guard because I don't know why Nancy isn't supposed to be in the studio at night because, I mean, she is technically an actor here now because she's an extra. So why isn't she allowed here? I mean, maybe nobody's allowed at the studio at night. I just think that's weird. So whatever. Maybe everybody just hates Nancy and they're like, you can only come in here during the daytime. That doesn't even make sense, but whatever. And most second chances, I mean, I think most of them are like instant death, but this one you just kind of gotta be patient. So we're gonna look back on the finer things in life. And this, like waiting for this scene used to scare like the bejeebies out of me because I thought it was gonna be some huge jump scare. I really don't think it's that bad. Oh, see, it's just kind of sudden. I always used to psych myself out. Apparently we're very suspicious. So, moral of the story, don't loiter. So this time we're just gonna get right down to business. And first we are gonna check out the studio because now that we have that oil can for that little stuck wheel, we can see if there's any clues left behind on the light clamp. Right over here, get your oil can and grease up that wheel so we can climb on that ladder. If you walk down this catwalk, interesting, it looks like there's a piece of shirt material caught here where the lights are. Could this be a clue? Probably yes. So we'll remember this piece of little plaid material, see if we can find something that would belong to. All right, and then if you remember the ring game, we won a clock hand, so we're going to put it to good use on this clock. And I don't think there's a clue anywhere that says where you're supposed to put it, but you put it on the 11, so I guess you could figure that out by process of elimination. And you get a key! Yes! Love keys. And the key actually goes to these doors right over here, but we can't really do anything with it to solve this puzzle because this light needs to be on so we can see how to solve this puzzle. So we are going to try to figure out what we're supposed to do with that, find it here in the control booth, but we need a code to get in there. So we have a lot to do. And then we're going to go to Lillian Weiss's office, and to get in there you need your little ID card and you click the doorknob because apparently if you like slide a credit card or something through a door it unlocks it. I don't know how accurate that is, but whatever. It looks like we have some Light of Our Love videotapes because, I mean, she is the director. That just makes sense. A pair of scissors. Doesn't make much sense. Here we have a letter from William Pappas, aka the producer, to Lillian. It says, "There's been a number of incidents dealing with the compromising of secret codes. Previous methods of dealing with this problem have failed to rectify the situation. I'm putting a stop to this. The bitter truth is some employee, I'd hate to think who, full of revenge on a date with disaster," this is like the weirdest wording of all time, like for a formal work notice, "is leaking these codes to the general public. I'm forced to take drastic actions. This is not some hoax. From this point forward, it is required by a decree from Miss Strathorn to sign out a password decoder card, which will change weekly. It is unfortunate that one reckless person has tainted an otherwise superb crew. A word of warning, if a member of this studio is caught sharing sensitive company information of any kind to unauthorized people, he or she will be immediately terminated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So, guess somebody's getting a little excessive with their weekly code changes. So I'm sure Lillian has some like that somewhere around her office, so we'll have to check. Here we have a book on anger control, which is pretty characteristic of Lillian because every time we talk to her, it's like she wants to kill us. And here we have an item that completely dates this game. It's a floppy disk. And then a picture of Rick and Lillian. So it looks like they were an item because this is a pretty steamy photo. So maybe she could be the one behind these death threats. Who knows? Maybe it didn't end well. Let's see. Oh, my computer's really thinking about this. Nothing odd here. Oh, we have another one of those letter puzzles. You can pause the screen, solve that yourself, but that would be so boring for me to just sit here and solve while you're like waiting there crying. And then if you put your pencil and click it on over, like scribbling it, looks like Lillian had a number for suppress the chocolates and erased it. So could that have been the poisoned chocolates that Rick received? And then we can log into this computer. Wait, I want to put the floppy disk in first so we can read that. We can log into this computer with Millie Strathorn's information. Let me see if I remember it right without looking at the thing. Yes! All right. So here, oh, we don't have an employee ID number yet. We'll have to wait to log into that. If you look here, floor production list, check all riggings and grips, battens, and seat clamps. So Lillian's in charge of the light clamps. Little shady. Get maintenance report to Pappas ASAP, reschedule pre-production crew, calibrate shotgun, and preambulator boom, get extra TDC key from Strathorn. That just, I didn't understand a word of that. And here's the floppy disk that Lillian had hiding in her book. It says, Rick, you had no right to do that to me last night and you deserved what you got. How could you just leave me like that with no warning, no discussion? Why am I getting the feeling that I've been used by you, just like you've used everyone else in this town to get what you want? Now I hear that you're going out to LA for Jocelyn's birthday party? How convenient for you. You used me to meet her, and now you're on her A-list. Do you know how humiliating it will be for me to show up there with everyone knowing about our breakup? You told me when we first started to date that our relationship was different. Why is this not true anymore? Watch your back, Rick. One of these days your lies will catch up to you and you'll find out there's no one left to use. And don't come to me for any more favors. Once burned, twice shy. So Lillian pretty much is pissed at Rick. So they did break up, did not go well, and she's not fond of him anymore. So definitely at the top of our suspect list, at least in my book. That is pretty suspicious. Let's see. We're going to print out a report. And then to get into the control room, the code is actor. So remember that much. And then it looks like in this trash, Millie, since we're logged into her account, is writing part of a script. And part of it says Rory Danners accidentally poisoned to death from poorly placed rat poison. So that's an amazing storyline right there. All right, so we're going to look over here. And over here we have the way to get into the dressing room. So if you use the 3D glasses and you find like actor, you kind of use the outline that the letters are a part of. So like A, you would do the one that had like this little corner. The C, you'd have this corner. T, where's T? Right here you'd use this corner but with a dot in there, and so on and so forth. Like the O would be this little box without one side with a dot, and then the R, where is it? In the middle, it would just be the square with a dot in the middle. So that is how you get into the control room. So we've seen all that we need to see in here for now. And then I did want to show you something in the prop room that I forgot before, and you see the doorknob is missing, but luckily we grabbed a doorknob to get in. And I keep saying Lillian. Millie has a typewriter, and if you notice, the Y is dropped in her typing, and then I'll tie that back to being relevant information. We're going to go over to Rick's dressing room. Use that card again. Dang it. And if you'll notice, the Y is being dropped on some of the threats that are being used in, like, when it's being used by a typewriter. So, Millie, are you writing the death threats, or is somebody just using her typewriter to spread suspicion? Who knows? So we're going to head right back up onto that control booth and put our knowledge of the code to good use. Okay, did not want to look at that box. Seriously, again, so hard to maneuver around here. You have to click in the most specific places. All right, so there we've got that corner, other corner, that one. Boom, we're in. Oh, I was like, what happened? Just let us right in without me clicking. Right, so we're just going to grab a little security tape right here from the top of the pile, and luckily it's just what we needed. And then if we use the key that we got from the clock, it works on this too, and then turning that switch on is going to turn on that light so that we can solve the puzzle to do whatever that puzzle is supposed to do, which it'll show you. I know what it is, but I'm going to keep it a surprise because I like to be spontaneous. Dang it, I'm so bad at like controlling myself to get around here. Right, so we're going to prop that right open, and the light is on, so now it looks like it's a trapdoor operating instructions. So again, this is kind of like that boiler room puzzle in Secrets Can Kill. When you move one notch, it like prevents others from being moved and lets others move. So just get those right over there. Just do what I did, and then press that button, and that trapdoor is gonna open right up. So now let's check out that trapdoor because, hello, that's awesome. And the trapdoor is located right here behind this couch. So if you pull that lever, it'll pull you right down. I'm gonna walk across here, pull this lever, will bring us right up, and we're in the cage in the prop room, the locked cage. See, we're locked in. And here, oh, it's the shirt with the light clamp, and it's got an ID card in it. Owen W. Spader. And so we're gonna write down his ID number right here so that we can log in into the computer. Owen W. Spader. Who could that be? Haven't met him in the studio before. So we're gonna go back to Lillian's office to check out what his ID number can tell us. Oh my goodness, if I could just back up. All right, let's go to Lillian's office. Log in with Millie's information. Dang it. All right, and then where was that located? Nope. Dang it, now I forgot. Oh, here it is. So 318-67-2001. 318-67-2001. So those are all the times that Owen W. Spader checked in or clocked in. Oh, we didn't look at her mail, by the way. Sorry about that. So this is just talking about missing props. We're trying to locate a beard and mustache ensemble, and we're wondering if you might have it in your prop room. Then Bill Pappas says, Randy Hendricks from marketing will sponsor a meeting to discuss last season's ratings and potential strategies. This is the third season in a row where our overall ratings have dropped by unacceptable margins. It is imperative that we meet on this issue to discuss methods of improving our performance. And then A. Morrison talked about scripts. He said, thank you for your script submissions for our upcoming season. It is encouraging to see that the spirit of cooperation is alive and well and worldwide, and I welcome your contributions. However, our staff of scriptwriters has already outlined and completed scripts for the next season. Everyone was very impressed by your level of creativity, but we believe that your talent would be wasted on something as mundane as scripts. Script writing is more of a trade than an art, and a gifted writer like yourself should aspire to something higher. Please let me know if I can provide you with any assistance in finding a literary agent or book publisher. I will be more than happy to help out. I really think your talent would flourish as published works. Oh. And then here's one from Lillian Weiss about locks. It says, is there any other way we can implement better control of the security of codes and locks on the set? I understand the need for keeping them safe, but I find the methods highly irregular and confusing. For example, I'm constantly losing my decoder for the control room lock code. Is there any way we can store the codes on the computer? Surely they must be more safe on the computer than hiding important keys and codes all around the studio. And then the last email is from Lillian Weiss saying, I really feel the need to discuss Rick Arlen's attitude on the set. I know he's WWB's highest rating star, but I'm finding him more and more difficult to work with. He's constantly late, he's ill-prepared, he's rude to the production crew, and he ignores my direction. You know that this is not the first time this has happened. When I first came on board with WWB, you guaranteed that neither you nor the board would interfere with my directing, but now I'm getting micromanaged by an actor who has no experience or talent in this field. This cannot continue. It is eroding my control over production and encouraging others to question my judgment. Let's discuss. So Lillian really does have it out for Rick. And then if you'll remember, we printed something. I forgot to look at it before. But if you notice, every time that something has happened to Rick, either a threat or some kind of occurrence that he's complained about, all of the times are exactly the same that O&W Spader has been in the studio. So I really want to figure out who this O&W Spader is. So next video, we are going to ask everyone around the studio about O&W Spader and see if we can figure out who he is. And then we're also going to snoop around Dwayne Powers' office. Dwayne "The Rock" Powers, my favorite agent. So we're going to snoop around his little office at night as well after we figure out who this O&W Spader is. So watch out for that next video and stay tuned for danger. Thanks for watching.